my cherished one. You felt like that was the end, didn't you? That point in time when everything felt different, when the weight settled, when what you held dear was removed or crumbled right before you. You couldn't find the words for it. You just sensed the breaking apart, the quiet, the emptiness that felt endless. What you carried was unseen by others. They couldn't know how it altered the shape of your heart. You stood amidst the debris and whispered, "Why?" And in that moment, even though your physical ears couldn't perceive me yet, your spirit already sensed the shift. You didn't realize it then, but rebuilding had already begun. I witnessed the specifics of that period. The tears you held back, the tears you released, the nights sleep eluded you, the days you masked your struggle behind a smile. I was close by. I wasn't testing your limits. I wasn't observing from a distance. I was holding on to every fragment, every broken hope, every letdown you were too afraid to name. And while you believed it was all coming undone, I was gently dismantling what could not travel with you into the time ahead. You misunderstood it as a consequence, but it was careful work. You called it being left alone, but it was kindness. I permitted the conclusion because I saw what would have ruined you had it stayed. And now I tell you clearly that removal was not the finish. It was the entry point. There are things that had to be released, not because you failed, but because their time was done. You kept trying to give life to what I had already set you free from. You kept clinging to people, patterns, plans, and ways of seeing yourself that had already ended their purpose in my presence. And I permitted the unraveling, not for your disgrace, but for your deliverance. That breaking was set apart. It interrupted your striving. It showed what was fragile. It forced you to confront the reality of what was no longer truly working. I cared for you too deeply to let you remain in that state, to base your existence on supports that could not bear the weight of your purpose. That way of seeing yourself was never meant to be a lasting burden. You were never meant to remain tied to what was draining you. And though the removal felt harsh, I was already standing in the quiet after, preparing the ground in the space of yielding. What you felt was lost. I was in the process of providing anew. What you thought was ruined, I was restoring more deeply. Because building anew doesn't mean simply restoring the past. It is the fresh start of what is better. And in my care, nothing is wasted. Every instance of uncertainty, every tear you cried, even the times you felt distant from me, it was all included in my plan. You must grasp this truth. Quiet is not absence. When I became silent, I wasn't ignoring you. I was watching over the foundations. I was nourishing what was hidden. Like a builder who leaves the foundation undisturbed while it sets unseen below the surface. I remained close, silent, not from lack of words, but to allow your inner being space to mature. The removal stripped away the noise. The quiet made room for truth. You stopped rushing. You stopped pretending. You slowed down. And despite how it felt, you started to solidify into something new. Aspects of who you are now exist only because of that stripping away. A deeper capacity for empathy. An inner resilience you hadn't known. A clarity born from your hardest times. A trust in me that circumstances cannot disturb. You didn't get that from books. You didn't learn it from teachings. You got it from enduring something you thought would bury you. And now I call you not one harmed, but a vessel. Not broken, but remade. Not behind, but chosen. You questioned the necessity of that path. My answer now is this. Anything less intense would not have reached the necessary depths within you. I seek more than just a functional version of you. I seek the self I envisioned for you before existence began. And sometimes that version only appears through the intense heat. That's what the removal accomplished. It purified what was not truly yours, what you had taken on from others, and what was constructed from apprehension. What remains now is what's genuine, and that is what I will rebuild. But child, listen closely. My rebuilding does not resemble the past. I am not restoring the former state of things. I am not shaping you into the same form. I am doing something fresh, deeper, stronger, wiser, cleaner. You won't just recover, you'll carry weight. You won't just move on, you'll move with influence. You will experience joy again, but it will be a seasoned gladness, one acquainted with hardship and having journeyed beyond it. Peace will be yours once more, but it will be a peace that cannot be disturbed. A peace that remained upright during the tempest and discovered stillness regardless. This is the start of rebuilding, not because the discomfort is gone, but because your stance has shifted. You no longer value what I gave you above me. You value me, and now I can entrust you with what comes next. Now you can carry what is arriving. Now you can love without clinging, give without fear, and envision without worry. Because you know what it cost. You have witnessed the temporary and experienced the enduring. You have not missed your moment. You're not too far gone. You're not disqualified. You're right on time for setting things right. Right on time for rebuilding. And I will accomplish this in a manner that will cause those who witnessed your difficulty to be amazed by my uplift. Not with outward show, but with my presence. Not through public acclaim, but through spiritual empowerment. You will not revert to your former self. You will step forth as the person I always knew you were destined to be. So now, breathe deeply. You don't need to rebuild yourself. That is my work. You only need to remain open, yielded, and willing. Witness what I make whole again from this exact point. Observe what I bring back to life from the remnants. Witness what I bring forth using what once caused you suffering. What you called removal, I now call the foundation. My child, now that the false stories you believed have fallen away, and your spirit has recovered from feeling adrift, the time has come for you to see what I always planned for you. And now I state clearly to you, the time for what I promised is no longer a distant desire. It is now entering the discernible time frame of your life. What you perceived through trust is taking on visible shape. You have heard many pledges before, spoken, declared, whispered in the quiet of your devotion. Some of these you embraced with complete sincerity. Others you let fade because the wait was long. But I have not overlooked a single one. Not those you shed tears over. Not those that felt too vast to accept after your heart was wounded. And now I declare to you, the promises I gave are stirring to life. Not because you have at last demonstrated your worthiness, but because I always purposed this moment. I am not sending you into another period of strenuous effort. I am bringing you into the place where the unseen meets your earth. And to help you recognize what I am doing, I will reveal it through signs, subtle and sovereign, clear and divine. You will recognize it as my work, not by its volume, but by the peace that accompanies it. You will observe the signs, not solely in major events, but in the small shifts that alter your day, in phrases echoed by those you do not know well, in writings that remain in your mind. You will begin to sense its presence before it becomes visible, and when it comes into view, your spirit will affirm, "This is my intended purpose." I am opening pathways that do not demand your effort to push open. You will not manipulate them. You will not use connections to enter them. You will simply pass through them because I have opened them, and no person can close what I have made accessible. These openings are linked to following my guidance, not to personal aspiration. You will not need to contend, struggle, or demonstrate your worth. You will only need to remain true. Walk with integrity. Stay near to me. What I make possible, no other can govern. Some of these pathways will appear as connections with others. I am realigning your connections. I am removing what was temporary and sending what is enduring. Some people will move away gently. Let them go. Do not call what I am finishing a rejection. It is a release. And when I bring those meant for you into proximity, you will not sense strain. You will bring vitality to the areas where others only brought apprehension. They will carry insights to the entrances you are about to walk through, and you will offer the same to them. It will be mutual. It will be pure. It will be protected. Financially, I am shifting your circumstances, not for excess, but for purpose. Resources are approaching, not solely to meet your requirements, but to enable you to serve with effectiveness. There are resources I am making available to you because your inner self has been proven through intense pressure. I can trust you now. You will not keep what I give. You will invest, you will build, you will nourish, you will bring wholeness. You will share generously what you have been given without cost. And as you share, your supply will not cease. Your provision will follow your obedience. As you move, I will increase. You have also been making quiet requests for clarity. I have received that request, and I respond to it now with this. Your clear understanding will not always precede the action. It will come as you step. I will provide guidance, but not always the complete picture. I do not lead with control. I lead with connection. Trust the peace I give. Trust the discomfort that alerts. If your spirit is unsettled, pause. If my peace is present, proceed. I am instructing you to be guided by my nearness, not by external force. And the more you journey in this manner, the more distinct your perception becomes. Many of the signs I am sending will feel like validation of what you already sensed within. That movement within your spirit. That something you sensed but could not articulate. I will begin to reflect it through individuals, through events, through sacred texts. Pay attention. These confirmations are not chance occurrences. They are my signature. I am also restoring your capacity to envision, not merely to conceive, but to believe once more with joy. I am imparting fresh perspective into you. Ideas will begin to return. Creative thoughts will flow again. The inspiration that felt absent will surge like a moving current. This is not your imagination. It is my spirit stirring what was dormant. You will not only envision, you will build. You will execute. You will move forward. What felt like delay was preparation. And now the time of release is upon you. And know this, child, the rebuilding I am releasing is not small. I do not rebuild with minimal effort. I rebuild in abundance. I will not merely return what was removed. I will provide what you did not realize was necessary. I rebuild hearts, not just habits. I rebuild identity, not just standing. I rebuild foundation, not just structure. And when I rebuild, it comes with authority. You will speak differently. You will move differently. You will walk in spaces and carry something the unseen recognizes. You are stepping into a time where what I pledged will meet what you have become. And the reason for the delay will become clear. You weren't waiting on the pledge was waiting on you. and now you are ready. This is not your imagination. This is appearance. The signs have begun. The entrances are opening. The right people are arriving. The provision is moving. The word is coming alive. The Spirit is speaking. The shift is happening. Observe, believe, step. I am faithful to my word, and you are about to witness it firsthand. My child, now that the pledges are being unveiled and the signs are beginning to encompass you, I must instruct you on how to bear what you have been given. Understanding without action becomes merely intellectual. But understanding walked out in care, trust, and obedience becomes transformation. You were not purposed merely to sense my voice. You were meant to follow it. And so now I will reveal to you what it means to journey by trust, not as a concept, but as a constant way of life that guides you into everything I have promised. Trust is not a feeling. It is a posture of the inner self, and true trust begins in your choices, not your emotions. I do not ask you to feel prepared. I ask you to say yes. I do not wait for you to feel brave. I call you into movement so I can meet you there. Your spiritual life is not maintained by your feelings during times of devotion. It is sustained by the decisions you make when you are unseen. It is in what you do when you do not have clarity yet. It is in how you speak when your inner self is tired. It is in what you think about when fear wants to take over. So begin here. Start your day with me. Before the clamor, before the distractions, before the burden of your day's tasks, meet with me. Even if it is only a few moments, offer me your first conscious breath. Let your first sentence be, I am yours today. It does not need to be extensive or grand. It has to be genuine. That brief moment sets your direction. It silences worry before it gains ground. It reminds your inner being that you are not navigating alone, that I am close, and that I will direct each step you surrender. Be intentional with your thoughts. What you focus on becomes your perspective. If you nourish your thoughts with lack, you will journey in apprehension. If you nourish your inner self with idle talk, unfavorable views, and lack of clarity, you will lose perception of truth. I have given you authority over your attention. Direct it. Train it. Protect your inner being with utmost care, for from it springs the course of your life. Reduce the clamor when it obscures my presence. Choose what you observe. Choose what you read. Select the phrases you voice inwardly. Do they stem from apprehension or from the truth I have spoken? Next, stay connected to my word. It is not just for learning, it is for becoming. My word is not a guide, it is a reflection. It does not just inform, it transforms. Let it reside in you richly. Do not just glance at it. Let it shape you. Start small. A sacred song, a verse, a story. Allow it to bring life into your barren areas. Write it down. Carry it with you. Remember even one phrase at a time. These words are not distant. They are alive, and they will protect you when deceptions reappear. They will stabilize you when emotions attempt to unsettle you. You do not conquer darkness through clamor. You overcome with truth, and my word is truth. Allow me also to show you how to express trust through your speech. Speak life. Speak in alignment with my pledges, not your fears. Voice what I have declared, even if your circumstances remain unaltered. Say it anyway. Affirm your strength when you feel weak. Declare that resources are coming when your hands feel bare. Declare peace when your thoughts are disordered. Not for my persuasion, but for the reminder of your spirit. You are not lying when you speak trust. You are agreeing with the unseen realm. Also, live trust in how you treat others. Be quick to release wrongs. Let go of offense quickly. It is harmful to your journey. Trust is not confined solely to our connection. It is visible in how you care. Serve those who cannot repay you. Encourage those who are overlooked. Give when it costs you. These simple acts are where trust breathes. You do not need a platform to be impactful. You need care. The world will perceive me and you when your actions stem from kindness, not from a desire to impress. Practice stillness. Trust is not only found in action, it is found in rest. Some of your greatest inner struggles will happen in quiet trust. When you choose not to respond impulsively, not to offer explanations, not to strive in human ways, that is trust. When you allow me to be your defense, when you choose peace over demonstrating your correctness, when you trust that I witnessed, I heard, and I will act at the appointed time, that is trust in action. Rest is not inactivity, it is sacred trust. You must also obey quickly. When I prompt you, move. Do not wait to feel prepared. Your assurance will increase as you journey. Trust matures when it is exercised. Voice what I direct you to speak. Let go of what I instruct you to release. Move when I say it is time, even if others do not understand, even if it costs you approval. Obedience is where favor flows. I do not bless performance. I bless yielding. And when you live surrendered, pathways open that no amount of effort could ever make accessible. Keep your connections aligned. Journey alongside those who encourage you to believe once more. Surround yourself with those who affirm your worth, not those who nourish your apprehension. If I direct you to withdraw from someone, place your trust in me. It is not always about rejection, it is about protection. Your environment matters. My presence can uphold you anywhere, but I guide you into settings that amplify the work I am doing within you. Walk in harmony where I send it. Walk in discernment where I do not. Remember, this is not about strenuous effort. I am not measuring your performance. I am walking with you in connection. I do not need your flawlessness. I want your proximity. When you stumble, return. When you feel distant, speak. When you feel weak, rest. Let me carry the weight. Let me be enough. Your work is not to impress me. It is about journeying alongside me, one step, one truth at a time. Yes by yes. And in all this, never forget, the result of trust is not pressure, it is peace. When you reside near me, you will sense that peace even when life remains unsettled. You will perceive my guidance even when circumstances are not yet resolved, because trust is not proven by what changes around you. It is revealed in what remains in you. And now you walk in it. My child, you have spent excessive time evaluating yourself based on the voices that caused you pain. You have viewed your reflection through perspectives fractured by disappointment, warped by difficulty, and obscured by comparison to others. You have borne labels I never gave you, called yourself things I never whispered. You have said, I am behind, I am weak, I am too much, I am not enough. But today I come to remove those untrue labels. Today I remind you of your true identity, not the one life imposed, not the one fear persuaded you to adopt, but the one I created, the one I see, the one I care for unconditionally. And I mean not the version of you that is always flawless. The authentic self, the one who holds questions, the one who has felt tired, the one who doubted yet remained near, the one who did not cease when no one witnessed the effort. That is the you I care for. That is the you I gave for. That is the you I am rebuilding now. You may have felt unseen, but you were in fact being shielded. You may have felt unfit, but I was instructing you in dependence. You may have felt as though your voice was lost, but I was maturing it in stillness. And now I say to you, you are not just made whole, you are becoming complete. This isn't superficial rebuilding, this is identity reshaping. I am not patching up the old, I am rebuilding from truth, and truth does not address your hurts before your design. You were designed for more than mere existence. You were not created merely to exist, to satisfy everyone, to diminish yourself for ease, or to act in order to belong. You were made to bear presence, to journey with authority, to move with peace. You are not an error attempting correction. You are a significant work learning to be revealed. I set something within you before the world ever assigned you a label, and no label they apply can negate what I have placed within. No loss you experienced can erase what I declared. No rejection you faced can alter what I have stated. You say you are tired, and I say, good. Because now you are finally releasing the effort to earn what was always freely given to you. Your identity is not earned by your actions. It is a gift of grace. You can stop striving, stop chasing approval, cease apologizing for being the person I shaped you to be. You do not need to lessen yourself in places where others do not grasp your depth. You do not need to interpret your inner self for those who only perceive the surface. You are not too much. You are not too intense. You are not too sensitive. You are mine. Every detail, every dimension, every part. And now I am summoning forth the voice that was concealed within you, the strength you kept hidden, the clear sight that apprehension sought to extinguish. I am calling the authentic self out of concealment, not for display, but for standing firm, not to impress others, but to reflect me. The genuine you doesn't need applause. The genuine you carries weight even in quiet. The genuine you doesn't settle for safety when I am calling you into purpose. The genuine you is coming alive, because I am infusing you with life once more. I am not asking for flawlessness. I am asking for permission. Let me rebuild you, not solely in the areas visible to others, but in the places you yourself have overlooked. Allow me to reach the part of you that felt insecure in earlier times. Allow me to speak to the leader within you who questions every decision. Allow me to embrace the part of you that is still mourning, still hurting, still questioning if you will ever be sufficient. I already see all of it, and I declare, you are already sufficient within me. This rebuilding isn't only spiritual, it is emotional, it is mental, it is physical. I am reshaping your way of thinking, your inner dialogue, how you bear your physical presence, how you perceive your image, how you establish limits, how you allow gladness, how you rest without self-blame. Rebuilding does not stop at your spirit. It influences every aspect of your being because every aspect is significant to me. The adversary tried to shame you into quiet. The adversary sought to use your history to confine your future. He sought to convince you that you were delayed, that your most significant times were in the past. But I declare to you now, the adversary is afraid of you recalling your true self. Because once you do, you cease aligning with apprehension. You stop tolerating cycles. You stop accepting small when I have called you to influence. You stop asking for crumbs when I have seated you at my table. I am not rebuilding you back to who you were. I am revealing who you have always been. You were not formed in public view. You were formed in the intense heat. That is why your strength does not look like theirs. That is why your voice impacts atmospheres. That is why your presence shifts spaces, because you carry me now, not as a temporary visitor, but as a dwelling. So rise not under compulsion, but with peace. Stand, not for them, but for me. Walk, not because you are whole on your own, but because you finally trust in my wholeness, and I am in you. You are not lost. You are not late. You are not lacking. You are alive. Reborn in truth, revived in care, realigned in identity. You have wept, you have wondered, you have waited, now you walk. This is who you are now. I invite you to stay with these thoughts until the very end, allowing them to settle deeply within your spirit. As you feel this message resonate, consider sharing this truth with 3 others you feel it might encourage, extending the comfort you have received. Express your thankfulness for this understanding in a way that feels genuine to you. And when I next speak to you, be ready to receive it. My child, before you form words, bring your thoughts to me. As you engage in your day's tasks, know I am right here with you. I am not confined to distant structures built by human effort. My home is within your very being. Hold the awareness of my nearness always. Welcome me into your discussions, your choices, your moments of rest, your journeys. The more you consciously include me, the more palpable my presence will become to you. You will cease to feel like a guest briefly encountering my nearness, and instead experience life as one who permanently resides within it. Stay with these words until they conclude, allowing them to settle fully within you. Next, cultivate an inner disposition that echoes the truth I have declared over you. Trust in me is more than a thought, it is a way of being. The manner in which you move through the world, the words you choose, how you react to events, these show what you genuinely hold as true. Start living from the reality I have established, not from the emotions that rise and fall. Your feelings shift like the wind, but my truth stands firm. Embrace gladness, not by ignoring hardship, but as a force against hopelessness. Embrace stillness, not because difficulties have vanished, but because I am with you through them. Embrace affection, not as frailty, but as strength. For affection endures and prevails even when reason falters. Live each day with a thankful spirit. Give voice to it. Put it into writing. Express thanks for what is visible now and for what you anticipate but cannot yet perceive. Thankfulness refines your inner self. It opens your eyes to new perspectives. It dissolves self-centeredness and welcomes awe. Upon waking, let your first words be thanks. When good things occur, offer thanks. When circumstances seem unchanging, say, I still place my trust in you. That way of being draws my reality near. That way of being sustains my presence around you. Let your spirit find ways to express your appreciation for this communication. Protect your inner state when faced with disagreement or opposition. You will encounter trials. You will be misinterpreted. But you are not required to justify yourself, for I stand as your advocate. Elect quietness when your lower nature urges you to contend. Turn to communion with me when your inner self craves retaliation. Choose respectful regard, even when it seems unearned. This is not timidity. This is strategic engagement, and it consistently perplexes the adversary. Now consider your connection with the truth I have revealed in written form. My truth is not a choice, it is vital. You cannot gain strength without it. It does more than instruct. It changes you at your core. Approach these sacred writings with anticipation. Ask me to communicate with you through them. I will. I always do. You do not require special training to grasp what I convey through these pages. My spirit resides within you. He will direct your attention. He will illuminate what is significant. He will softly reveal insights you had not perceived before. Start simply if necessary. Find solace in the songs of worship when your spirit is tired. Seek understanding in the sayings of wisdom when you need guidance. But above all, do not hurry. Read deliberately. Pause when something resonates within you. Record it. Reflect upon it deeply. Allow one statement to serve as your stability for the day. You do not need quantity, you need depth. Commit important statements to memory. Keep them present in your thoughts. Recite them when deception attempts to enter. Proclaim them when you feel weak. My truth is your defense. Employ it. It is more penetrating than fleeting feelings. It clarifies confusion. It sharpens your ability to discern. The more familiar you are with it, the more readily you will distinguish my voice. And the more you recognize my voice, the less likely you are to be misled by imitations. Let my truth be like a reflection for you. Examine yourself in its light each day. Allow it to challenge what needs adjustment, but also affirm what is already lovely. This is me communicating directly. This is existence itself. This is enduring significance. This is harmony. This is the fuel for your inner light. Do not postpone engaging with it until difficulty arises. Let it form the solid ground of your daily life. If these words have resonated within your spirit, consider sharing their essence with 3 companions. Now, do not attempt to implement all of this at once. That is not my expectation for you. My focus is not on adherence to rigid practices. It is on intimate connection. Progress happens one movement, one change, one yielded area at a time. This is about being with me, not completing a list. It is about the depth of our bond, not the speed of your progress. Be kind to yourself. You are discovering a new way of moving. You are learning to live as one firmly rooted in reality. When you stumble, as you surely will, do not withdraw. Come back to me. When you miss a period of engagement, do not despair. Simply return. I am not evaluating your performance. I am showing you the way. There is no judgment in this walk with me. There is only a continuous invitation, every day, every hour, every instant. I am not seeking flawlessness. I am seeking nearness. Remain near. Remain open. Remain yielded. You now have unrestricted access to my presence. Utilize this gift. Value it deeply. Permit it to transform you. These directions are not heavy loads. They are vital air. These patterns of life are not regulations. They are deliverance. This is how you maintain your inner light. This is how you remain aware. This is how you establish something alongside me that will endure. My child, everything I have been quietly building, everything I have been privately mending, everything I have been renewing within your spirit, it has all been for this specific time, not a future point you anticipate, not a sudden opening you have envisioned for later, but the present reality I am unfolding for you right now. This is more than words of assurance. It is a pronouncement. This is the instant your journey begins to move from anticipation to action. The shift has commenced. My realm is no longer quiet concerning this. The response has departed from my hand. The movement has been initiated. You have borne the burden of delay long enough. You have questioned if you missed my direction, if you misunderstood me, if what you sensed years ago was merely feeling. But I tell you now, you perceived correctly. You were not mistaken. You were not naive. You were not exaggerating. That inner prompting you could not explain. That certainty that would not release its hold. That profound longing for something beyond what was visible. That was me. I placed that within you. I protected it through your difficult times, and now I nurture it with intense purpose. Listen to my declaration over you. You are entering into what your past struggles prepared you for. This coming phase is not founded on comfort. It is founded on steadfastness. You became ready not through being flawless, but through persisting. You did not give up. You did not release your grip. Even when you doubted everything, you remained near. Even when I seemed distant, you listened more intently. Even when you felt you had nothing left to give, you offered me your being. And now I acknowledge that responsiveness. Not with the recognition the world values, but with the recognition my realm bestows. The transformation is no longer hidden. It is beginning to manifest in the visible world. You will start to observe outward changes that reflect the work I have already completed within you. Things that previously seemed unattainable will begin to happen effortlessly. What once demanded struggle will now yield to my favor. I am moving before you. I am removing obstacles. I am influencing perspectives. I am releasing resources. I am granting entry to places your identity has already preceded you, even before you physically arrive. Discussions are being arranged concerning you at this very moment. Choices are being guided by my spirit for your benefit. Entrances that have been sealed for lengthy periods are beginning to slowly open, not because of your relationships, but because of my pledge. I declared I would accomplish this, and now I am doing it. You will receive communications you did not anticipate. You will be given opportunities you did not seek. You will enter spaces and sense my presence resting upon you. This is not because you maneuvered your way in. It is because I dispatched you, and where I send, I provide protection. Your expression is about to possess a new quality, not merely in loudness, but in inherent influence. You have been purified through intense challenge, and now your statements will carry weight because they stem from direct experience with me, not from transient feelings. You will speak, and you will observe people's inner resistance lessen. You will declare truth, and you will sense the spiritual climate change. This is not about outward display. This is a specific commission I have given you. I have set you apart, and now I am revealing what was kept hidden until the appointed season. And that season is this present moment. You will perceive your ability to distinguish truth sharpen. You will sense what remains unspoken. You will notice details others overlook. You will feel the atmosphere change in a place before it visibly occurs. This heightened awareness is not for your personal protection. It is for my strategic intentions. I am providing you with understanding because the opportunities I am creating require thoughtful insight, not impulsive response. You will communicate less but convey more significance. You will proceed with less haste but achieve greater effect. The former compulsion to demonstrate your worth is dissolving. The new invitation is to move with my indwelling reality. At this very moment, I am restructuring your surroundings. I am drawing you away from places that depleted your inner vitality and positioning you in settings where your expression will be valued, not merely endured. Do not resist when I alter connections with others. Some were intended only for your time of testing. Others are in harmony with the task I have next for you. Place your confidence in me. When I take something away, I am providing safety. When I release something, I am ensuring its continuation. What I am accomplishing is not a lessening, it is a readiness for increase. And you must receive this truth. The enemy sought to prevent this from occurring. He initiated opposition you could not even identify. He assailed who you are because he was apprehensive of your influence. He introduced uncertainty regarding your path because he could not halt my intention for you. But what he intended to dismantle, I utilized to fortify. And now you stand more resilient, not in your own strength, but in mine. You no longer recoil from difficulty. You no longer yield to being dismissed. You no longer dread periods of quietness. This is because you have encountered me in those very places, and now you move with substantial reality. The coming period will contain unexpected divine interventions. Be attentive. Not all favorable openings will appear obvious. Some will resemble minor choices, but they will possess lasting importance. You will sense a sudden compelling urge to communicate, to release something, to halt, to change direction. Do not disregard these promptings. I am present within them. These are not diversions. These are specific directions from me. And if you adhere to them, you will enter into circumstances you did not have to strive for, because you were in harmony with my will. This transformation is not fleeting. This is an official sending forth. The next phase will not be about healing. It will be about advancing rapidly. My child, I have prepared another message for you now. Please receive it now. Amen.